fiction books are useless. That's a statement that you might hear coming from people who are trying to better themselves. The reason being that fiction books, at least explicitly, don't provide you with the same type of help that self-help books do. But as someone who's deep into self-improvement, I would counter that. I think fiction books are very underrated when it comes to self-development. And the reason for that is, I remember reading a book in which the main character would make decisions which I thought were questionable. I didn't agree with them. And because it was a fiction book, it gave me a level of detachment that you wouldn't otherwise have in day-to-day activities. And what I began doing is, because you are able to see character development throughout a story, and you gain a level of closeness to the characters within the story, you develop empathy. So every single time that the character would make decisions that I disagree with, I wouldn't jump to conclusions. I wouldn't immediately try to have a negative perception of that character, but instead, I would seek to understand. So anytime I got to a point whereby the character would make a bad decision, I would seek to understand. And I found a trend, and that is, even when a decision is bad, like it's horrible, like somebody is making a decision which is objectively bad for them, there's always a reason. Now, you may not agree with the reason, but there's always a reason. And if you take the time to, in the very least, try to hear out why that person took that decision, you begin to understand it a lot more. And in that way, you begin to break down stereotypes, you begin to see things beyond the surface level. And it allows you to, rather than jump to conclusions, have an appreciation of why people do certain things. And that's even if those decisions are negative. So that's one of the key things that I learned from reading fiction books. It allows you to develop empathy over time. And something like that is something you have to gauge over time. It's not something that you can just read a self-help book and immediately pick up. It's a soft skill.